Не, нормально.
Kage. Some eat more.
This will do. They changed. They did change. It's fine. It will do. Open that for me. I'm old. Yeah, I'm old. How about phrase? I love you.
We're German, we can actually afford bottle opener.
You're German, you're efficient, you can do anything with anything. It's like Hugh the Ranting Griffin said, he was on a Lufthansa flight once, and a terrorist set off a bomb in mid-flight and blew the aircraft to pieces. They reassembled the aircraft on the way to the ground using nothing but some wire and beer. That's why we love the German. Oh. Everybody know what Kaltamushi is here? Kaltamushi? I had let us say that the company I work for has a manufacturing facility in the city of Aachen in western Germany. And I was visiting over there, and I remembered this stuff. This is good stuff. And nom nom. So we went to this wonderful fancy restaurant, and the lady came by for the drink order. Now, I've been practicing my German. I know I'm very, very poor at it, and I apologize. But she came by and I said, Fräulein, haben Sie eine kalte Muschi? The whole restaurant just became quiet. And I thought, uh-oh. Maybe I said that wrong. So I did what an American does when somebody doesn't understand. Haben Sie eine kalte Muschi? My friend, he noticed, I understand you like white wine. White wine for my friend. Yeah, right. Then they told me what it means.
It just means cold cat.
Yes. That's all it means. So, it's still not 1600. So, no, it is not. It is not 1600. It is 9? Now it is 1600. For how many people is this, in reality, your first furry convention? Oh my! A lot of them! Oh, this is one behind me too. Great, this is wonderful. You see, most of the time, it's like 400 people who have seen me for 10 years, and 1 or 2 it's their first time. So this is a good ratio. Well, I can only say, welcome to your first furry convention, all you new people. Forgive me if I keep my back to people. I've never done theater of the round before. I'm going to get dizzy. But if this is your first furry convention, welcome. I hope that you are as completely overwhelmed by this community that we call furry as I always am when I walk into it. This is an entirely different world we have created for ourselves here. And pardon. And a world that I particularly enjoy, because as I say very often, those who have seen me on news programs or on documentary programs have heard this, we have, in our community, all of us gathered here, make sure I don't smack you when I go around, some of the most incredibly imaginative, creative people that you will find in all of the world, not just Europe, but all of the world. Everybody here is a creator, whether you're an artist, a performer, a fursuiter, or somebody who just dreams. Every one of us is a creator. That is what makes this such a special community. And there's a community that I adore, and I'm very, very proud to be a member of. Now, we're all here for one primary purpose. What is that purpose? If you say sex, I'm going to climb over the table and punch you. Because at my age, that just don't happen anymore, all right? What are we here for?
Beer.
Okay, beer. No, I forgot. We're here to have fun. We're here to have fun. Part of the reason they asked me to give this talk is to try to make sure that everybody has the maximum amount of fun possible with the minimal amount of death or damage. Some of you may have heard of a convention in the United States called Anthrocon. I'm the one who runs that. I am the cheetah of USA. Much smaller, as you can see. Less hair, but we do the same job. We have seen it all. Yes, I do this a lot when I talk to the fox. They're making fun. We have seen it all, and if I can prevent one person in this room from getting hurt, from getting ill, or just from not having a good time, then that is why I am here. All right, all that out of the side. Somebody mentioned beer. Beer is good. Alcohol is good. Pardon me? It is wonderful stuff. Coming from me, are they? You'll hear that if you drink too much of it. That's the first rule. What?
You probably won't hear it anymore when you drink.
Other people will hear it.
Yeah, other people will hear it. They'll be the ones outside going. Yes, alcohol is good. A great American, Dr. Benjamin Franklin, more than 2 centuries ago, once wrote, and it was wine that he wrote about, but it does hold true for beer as well. He said that wine is the ultimate proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. We all know what our limit is. I cannot tell you your limit, and you understand when I say your limit? When you drink, there will come a time when you will go from being a fun, happy, joyful person that everybody wants to be around to being a drunken asshole. That line comes up very quickly. And I am an authority on this because it happens to me almost on a nightly basis. So, I have a very, very, very strict rule that I always follow. Talk to your friends. If anybody at any time tells me you've had enough to drink, I have had enough to drink. Because we get so many people come to a furry convention, and they get so drunk that they either wind up passed out in the street and getting run over by cars, which is tragic unless it's a fursuiter, then it's just kind of cute. You go, oh, look at that. He's all flat. Except his head. I'm sorry, I'm joking. That's a bad thing. But now I can get serious. We had just 5 days ago at the convention in Indianapolis, in Indiana, in the USA. For the first time that we know of, a fursuiter who had to be taken to the hospital for hypothermia. Hypothermia is when the body temperature drops too low. Yeah, you're all saying, huh? A fursuiter. Here's what happened. He got drunk. He got very drunk, stumbled out of the hotel, and in the darkness outside, fell into a ditch for water drainage. Now, by the sheer grace of God, he fell in a way that his head was above the water level. He was there for hours in the cold water. And when he was finally found, they had to call an ambulance because his body temperature had gotten so low that he had to be taken off to the hospital. Don't let that be you. When you drink, know your limit. Even I know my limit. I am very famous for drinking a lot at cons, but as much as I put on the act of being the stumbling drunk, yes, it's all an act, really. I know when it is time to stop. Usually about the time my head hits the floor, that's usually time to stop. Try not to get to that point. Now, I mentioned fursuiters. Fursuiters are the #1 visible thing that a furry convention shows. Even though they're only 20-25% of us, They are the first thing that people see. We treasure the fursuiters. It was described to me at one time by a lady who works in Pittsburgh, which is where, I have to say Pittsburgh over here, which is where Anthrocon is located. She was watching the fursuiters go by, and she said to me, it's like a living art show. And that's what it is, really. These fursuits can be very cuddly. They can be very, very cute. They can also be expensive. They can also be very fragile. Is that for me? Yeah, call them back later, could you please? I'll cover that in a little bit. Let's continue talking about fursuit. How many people here, is this the first time you are actually seeing a fursuit in real life? A couple. Yeah, but don't be shy. If it's your first convention, you may not have seen a fursuit before. I know you've seen a fursuit before because there's a mirror behind us. I found out about that. Would you kindly stand up, Mr. Lyons here, please? Yes. Here we have an adorable, cute fursuit. Isn't it adorable? I'm going to go up and pet it with my wine spilled all over my hands, and I just had a chocolate cake on my hand, and I'm picking my nose. Oh, I get to pet the lion! Yay! Try to be respectful. This is not only cute, it is not only cuddly. May I hug you? Yay! I said, may I hug you? I didn't run up and grab him and go, roar, like that. We have, in the past, seen people become seriously injured because of people running up when the fursuiter is not expecting it and grabbing and squeezing them like this. Or, if you would turn this direction, running up from behind them and jumping on their backs because they're cute and adorable. I'm going to do a little bit of a test, if I could. Come here. I'm just going to stand behind him. Don't get that in your mind, okay? That's not what this talk is about. I'm going to speaking English?
Yes, I do.
Good. I always have to, I forget about that. I have to ask that over here. For all I know, the guy's like, what the hell's he saying? What's he doing? Why's he touching me? I'm going to put my hands up. I'm going to bring them into the sides. I want you to tell me, by raising your paw, when you see my hand come in. Okay? Ready? Here I come. So when you see my hands, you raise your paw on the side. See there? Okay. This is the vision that this lion has. If I'm standing even here, even though I can see his eyes, he cannot see me. And if I run up to hug him, I can give him injuries. We have had back injuries. We've had broken ribs. We've had broken legs. This is not the way to have fun. Maybe in Russia, I don't know. Do we have any Russians in the room? Hi! Love you to pieces. Anyway. Now another thing. This lovely suit probably cost a great deal of money and probably took a long time to make. You either made it yourself and you took hours, or you paid somebody who charged you enough money that you could spend an entire week eating and paying rent for that amount of money. Maybe an entire year. I don't know. Some of these suits are very expensive. Now, if you want to go up to a suit, make sure your hands are clean. Make sure that you don't have a pen in your pocket that's leaking ink all over the place. Make sure you have not vomited on yourself because and may I hug you? Yes, and that's what the fursuiter will do. May I hug you? That's what they will do. That's yes. You know, if they look at you and you smell bad and there's vomit all over you, say, may I hug you? He'll kind of go, If he says yes, I get hugs. Yay! I get hugs. And if I want to scratch the fursuit, that's a natural thing. Human beings, we see an animal, we want to claw at it for some reason. Look at it. Well, cats do that too. So people come to the fursuit, oh, it's cute. And they come away, oh, look, I have hair all over my head. That will not grow back. You will damage the suit. I see people go up to suits, they go up, like that. They are actually damaging the fabric. Please do not do that. Also, I don't know, maybe in Germany this is not such a big problem, but in the United States, never scritch a fursuiter on the chest. Because you don't know, maybe it's not a gentleman inside. Can I scritch you? Oh, sorry, miss. Here's your hair back. Another thing about fursuits. Remember I said a fursuit who had hypothermia when the body gets too cold? Much more often a fursuiter can have hyperthermia, which is when the body gets too hot. This is commonly called heat exhaustion in English, and a serious case, heat stroke. It can be very dangerous. It can even be deadly if your body temperature inside becomes too hot. How do human beings cool off? We sweat. We sweat. The sweat isn't going anywhere in this suit. The fursuiter does not have an easy way to cool off. There is this very large, extremely handsome head here, which the temperature inside, we actually have professional fursuiters who have placed small thermometer probes into the head of a fursuit, and they have measured, because I'm a scientist, that's why I wear this coat. I'm a scientist, and this is science, and I like that. It's what I do. We have one over here. You're a scientist. No, you're a fursuiter. Or you're both. A scientific fursuiter. I love it. So I will tell you that if I were to place a temperature probe inside your head, hopefully it would not hurt too much, just the fursuit head, the temperature inside the head can rise to about 45, 46 degrees Celsius in 1 minute. That is very, very hot. It's very humid. It is a dangerous temperature, especially when you're not getting a lot of oxygen. So, when that happens, there is a universal sign fursuiters use when they are overheated. You all know it, right? What do you do when you are overheated? Okay, no, you don't fall down. That's after. Generally, you see a fursuiter doing this to the face, right? Yeah, or maybe that's American Sign Language. You often will see a fursuiter with the mouth open, like, trying to get air because it is very hot. This is not an official Eurofurence policy, but it is considered a common courtesy in America and elsewhere, and I strongly recommend Eurofurence congoers to adopt it. You know that the elevators are slow. You know that it can be difficult to get one. But this creature may have a very serious need to get upstairs to his room. Maybe he is about to die of heat stroke, needs to take his head off, does not want to do that in front of all of you, because that will destroy the magic illusion that he has created. He maybe have to go to the toilet. Sometimes that's not easy in these things. You need to get to your room. You know the universal sign for that. They look like burger dance. So, if there is a line for the elevator and there is a fursuiter trying to get upstairs, it is considered good form. It is considered good courtesy to allow the fursuiter or fursuiters to go first on the elevator. Not necessary, but again, whatever you need to get to your room for probably can wait. This probably needs to get to his room a lot more quickly. Thank you very much. You may sit down. Speaking of the elevators, don't wreck them. That's all I had to say. Don't wreck them. Don't play with them. Don't dick with them. Those are very, very important tools to get people up and down from their rooms. It is not a carnival ride. There are a few elevator rules that I would like to share with everyone. First off, when you step onto the elevator, don't just step on and stop. There is a lot more space in that elevator. More people can get on if you push to the back. Come here a second. Now, that does not mean that on the elevator, you're going to get on the elevator and stand like this with somebody. Unless that person is very cute. Like you have one big eye in the middle of your forehead. That's good. But, you know, we're a friendly group, not that friendly. Make room for people on the elevator. I have also tested the close the door button with the two arrows going like this. They work. They are functional. If you get onto the elevator and there's nobody else waiting, have you noticed everybody sits and stares at the door? Maybe it will close soon. There's a guy down on the next floor now who wants to get on the elevator and you're sitting staring at the door. Here we go. Now it will close. Try pushing that close. Finish this first. Oh, yes, thank you. Give me a second.
Нет, вот это ножик. Вот потипыскать.
Elevators, yes. If we can do anything to keep the elevators moving, please do. Here's another one that I like. A gentleman gets off the elevator, and he's talking to his friend. And his friend is still talking, so he puts his hand in the door. Yeah. We have a universal gesture for that. It goes like this. Here! Then he will not talk to his friend anymore. When he falls back screaming in pain, the doors can then close because you push the button. The elevators in this hotel, or in any hotel, Eurofurence did not invent this. This has been happening to every furry convention since furry conventions started. The elevators in these hotels were never designed to carry this many people this many times. They were designed for the businessman who goes upstairs at night and comes downstairs in the morning and then goes off to do whatever he's going to do. It's not designed for, I'm going to go up and get into my fursuit, then I'm going to come down, then I'm going to go up and get out of my fursuit, then I'm going to come back down, then I'm going to go up and get my sketchbook, then I'm going to come back down, then I'm going to go back up and get something else that I forgot when I got my sketchbook, then I'm going to come back down. And should you happen to meet somebody special, should you happen to develop a friendship with that person, I will say only this: please be safe. We want to see all of you here in the future. Do not take chances that are not necessary. And I will say nothing more on the subject. Another beautiful thing about German windows, they do tend to open. Talk about, I feel like a fursuiter in here. My God, it's hot. This is what I can't understand about Germany in the summer. It's hot and terrible and sweaty, but you know, when the sun goes down, the snow will start falling. So, we have covered the basics. How to be nice to fursuiters. The etiquette of the elevators. Remember, we are all in this together. Here is a rule that was started by a physician in the United States. We call it the 6-2-1 rule. That is 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower. Now I understand that the cultures vary differently, but try it. You might like it. 1 shower a day. And that is minimum. This is to stay healthy. And here is the reason why. 6 hours of sleep. If you do not get sleep, you are going to get tired. When you get tired, duh. But you know, it's like, well, I understand that. Why are you telling me that? I know that happens. Then that same person will go to the dance, and he'll party, and he'll drink. He'll go to bed at 5 o'clock. He'll wake up at 5:10, do breakfast, and go see his friends. You must get 6 hours of sleep at minimum a night, because you might get away with 1 night with less. You might get away with 2 nights with a little less. But the more you do that, the more stress you put on your body. When your body is not rested, your immune system begins to get weak. If your immune system gets weak, you will suffer from something that we have called, and those who know the term, say it with me, we call it con-crud. Con-crud is not a single disease. It's not a single virus or bacteria. It is a mixture of every virus and every bacteria that has been brought from England, from Russia, from the Czech Republic, from America, from France, from South America, from the moon, for God's sake, for how long as I know. We had people here from all over the world, all parts of Germany, all parts of Europe, different continents. And each person brings a slightly different version of the common viruses and bacteria that are all around us right now. This room has viruses and bacteria in it. This is the world we live in. Now, a German who is local to this area may have immunity to these. They're already here. You're not going to be infected by them. But I have just brought some American bacteria with me. And the American bacteria are suffering financially because of the mortgage and the weakness of the American dollar, and they're looking for a new home. And, you know, German property is prime right now. And then the English virus is going to come by. And then the Australian virus is going to come by. We hear this all the time. Usually it starts maybe the last day, sometimes the second to the last day of the convention. You're tired, your immune system is not fighting things, and it usually starts in the nose, in the sinuses, sometimes in the stomach, sometimes just a headache. We have had cases of con-crud that were so severe. There were people being taken to the hospital on the last day of the convention. That is not the way to have fun. Trust me, I've had fun before. That's not it. You want to keep yourself healthy. Now, there are other ways you can keep yourself healthy. I didn't bring any of my wonderful hand sanitizer, but wash your hands frequently. You don't need to be obsessive. Oh, thank you very much. See, this hand sanitizer has many, many uses. First, it will clean your hands. Second, if the bar is not open, you didn't do that. It's got the yellow in it. Yeah, my hands are now clean. Now I can go up and I can, well, they're a little slimy, but now I can shake your hand. Now your hand is clean too. It's like, yeah. Oh, very wonderful. You know, I won't have hand sanitizer and I'll be drunk a little while later. Hey, how you doing? You get my point. You know, it's not that somebody here is actively ill, but they have brought with them the germs, since this is Germany. You can get ill, you will get ill, if you allow your body to get weak. Something else that happens, the 6 hours of sleep, and the German, 2. We will see people, and when I say we, the organizers of a convention, we will see people, usually it starts about Saturday night. We will start getting reports to security. There's a man not feeling well in the lobby. And we'll think, oh, we know what this is. And we'll go in the lobby, and here will be the guy sitting there like this. And we ask him 2 questions, or the first 2 questions. What have you had to drink? And when did you last eat? And the answer is usually Tuesday. You're all laughing, but it happens. It happens several times in the convention. People are here. These are my people. This is great. I'm having fun. I'm going to go party. They will literally forget to eat. You would think you would get hungry, but when the body's having fun, the adrenaline is rushing, you will forget to put food into your face. That's for two. He's not here. If you do not put food into your face, you will also become weak. Now, the body needs fuel, and you will not be able to move. We call it a crash. Please understand, Monster energy drinks are not food. That is not food. I am a chemist. I don't touch those things. I will not put Red Bull into my face because I know what's in it. And I don't put anything that is horrible and poisonous in my face. Unless it comes in a bottle like this. Please, Pop-Tarts are not food. Potato chips are not food. When I say 2 meals, I'm talking the kind of meal that Muti made for you at home. You want to have some protein. You want to have some starch, some grains. You want to have vegetables. You must make your body healthy. Because if you don't and you forget to eat, you will eventually run out of fuel. And we find people unconscious. That kind of leads to another thing about fursuiters that I should point out. We have in the past, occasionally, seen in the lobby a fursuiter sitting there, very still. He's got big happy eyes and a big smile. Germany goes by and waves to him. They take his picture. He's so cute, he's adorable. And after half an hour, I will go up to the fursuiter. I'll do this. Ah, there you go. Okay, sometimes I go, yeah, this has happened to me. This has happened to me. I will go up to the fursuiter, and he does not respond, and I will gently say, hey, are you all right? And he does not respond. That's when I get on the phone and call emergency services, because this is now called an unconscious person with big, cute eyes and a big smile. There is nothing wrong if you see a fursuiter who looks like he may have nodded off. Don't be afraid to go up and give him a gentle poke on the shoulder. Don't, remember, not here, in the shoulder somewhere. Just make sure that person is okay. You can ask them, are you okay? And if they nod, then say, sprechen Sie English? If they say 9, oh, okay, let's try this again. Bist du okay? Damn, that stuff is good. So let's see. We talked about the 6-2-1 rule. Again, the shower. Again, we are all from different countries, different cultures. Americans, we are very, very stuck on the shower and personal body and all that stuff. If your culture is one that usually strongly suggests bathing once a day, please do it. Because that could be a sign that the other members of your culture are trying to tell you something. Get it? We won't say much more on that. I have covered the 6-2-1 rule. I have covered elevators. I have covered fursuits. Now, there is something else that should be mentioned. Has anybody here a favorite artist who has a spot in the dealer's room, or a favorite dealer? Okay, if I say Tani Del Real, everybody like Tani? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Tani and Gideon and Shinigami Girl, all the artists are here not only to see their friends, but also to earn money. This is their business. Gideon is a professional artist. He earns the money that he buys food with and pays his rent with by doing drawings. He does very good ones, by the way. That's a little plug. He's a friend of mine, I can say that. So, boy, it is hot. Anyway, I'll take that with me. Yes, 5 minutes.
I'm actually off that.
Of course, if I spill wine on it, it's free. But that would be alcohol. Anyway, we will often come to cons, and we will see there's our favorite artist, and here's a good artist, a favorite artist of mine, yes, and you are an artist, and you're drawing at the table, and you have little signs, 20 euros for a drawing, and I go up and I stand right in front of your table, gee, you're my favorite artist, I just totally love your art, I can watch you draw all day, in fact, I think I will, I think I'll stand here and just talk to you the entire day, and so nobody else can get to your table. Meanwhile, there's guys behind doing this. Waving 20-euro notes. And here I'm standing there, yeah, did I ever tell you about the time my washing machine overflowed? My washing machine and it overflowed because there was too much water. That's what overflow is. You know, overflow comes from a Roman word that comes overflowus. And the artist will want to punch you. And probably will. It is time. She will. She'll come through your head right off. Please be respectful to the people in the dealer's room. You want to talk to them, but if you want to talk to them, here's my favorite artist again, and there's some people. Just step to the side. Shut up for a moment. Let the people look, and when the people walk away, you can get right back to it. So anyway, all the tells are where'd it go? Okay. Damn, it's not in here. All right, I vote next year we have the con outdoors. Who's with me? Yeah. Then it will rain.
Or snow. It rained the last few weeks.
What?
It rained the last few weeks.
It rained well, where is it now? Russia, that's where it is now.
In Finland.
Sorry, yes, or Finland. Boy, it is hot in here. Boy, I should probably not go the whole hour. People will start having hyperthermia.
Should switch on the climatization again.
We could switch the climatization on, but I think that costs money or something like that. It doesn't work when the windows are open. No, let's be honest. This is East Germany. Okay, there. I said it. I'm sorry. I'm allowed to say that because I'm old. All right? I'm from that generation. Are there any questions to this point, especially from the new people who might have seen something that they're curious about, might not know why the hell I'm up here waving my arms the way I do? Any questions about your first furry convention? I can't tell if people are waving their hands or anybody behind the pillar there? Oh, yes.
By the way.
Oh, hi, French guy, how are you?
I'm fine.
Sorry, you're Belgian, I forgot.
Yeah, no, well.
Wait, come on. Oh, French. Sorry, did you wait? Right.
My first convention, I do remember I came here, I was like, very excited. I did keep window showers, like, it was 6 to 1, 12. Like 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower, 12 drinks. That's one thing I wanted to mention, maybe. There are rules about alcohol, and there are good things to do, bad things to do, things not to do, and maybe we should have a little talk about this and how to do this properly to fit the rest.
I started with that, didn't I? Or when you say we should have a little talk about that, are you talking to me personally? No, indeed.
Well, there's the wine at 3 in the afternoon, but that's for another session.
This is 4 in the afternoon. That's different. Where I'm from, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Never mind.
Well, this is an Asia theme.
Yes, it is an Asian theme, and I'm sure it's after 5 in Asia. All right, so, again, I will reiterate, I started with it, but I will repeat it. Do know your limit. How do you know when you've gotten to your limit? One, when you are talking to them, and you see that their reaction tends to be... That's probably time to stop too. When the person is saying things to you like, what the hell are you doing in my bed? Get the fuck out of here. That's time to stop. Actually, that brings up another point. There is a reputation that furries have given themselves. Even some furries. Hi! Even some furries. Is it cool out there? Oh, okay. Never mind. I have heard furries proclaim happily, furry conventions are great. You can just walk up to somebody you don't know and hug them. See what he did? You cannot walk up to somebody and just hug them. Where I come from, the word is assault. That's why if you want to hug somebody, the thing to say is, may I have a hug, or may I hug you?
No.
There you go. Perfectly valid answer. What if I buy you a drink first?
Yes.
Ah, there you go. Furries are not above bribery. What other questions might we have? Yeah.
I read the little description for this, and it said about something about sketchbooks.
Oh, sketchbooks, yes. Sketchbooks and sketchbook etiquette. You may have seen the black sketchbooks. They're usually black, but sometimes they are spiral bound, or sometimes they're other colors. We have artists here. We have lots of artists here, and many of them are very, very good. People will bring their sketchbooks, and they will ask their favorite artist, will you draw in my sketchbook? I should not have to address this, but I do because we see it happen all the time. Somebody gives a sketchbook to an artist. There have already been 20 people visiting that artist. There's a stack of sketchbooks. If you go up to Tani Darial's table, you will just see her eyes. There's a wall of sketchbooks. And she's very fast, because her head will go down and this cloud of pencil dust will go up, and you see a little hand come up and put a sketchbook here, and then take one down here. That's how it works. But it does take time for an artist to create. We are creators, remember? Creation takes time, and that artist has a lot of customers ahead of you. I have overheard, myself, people go up to an artist, can you draw in my sketchbook? And the artist says, I'm full today. I have a sign that says commission's closed. Well, it'll only take a half hour. It says commission's closed, you see. But I have to leave tomorrow. It still says commission's closed. But I really want you to draw in my book. It still says commission's closed. I'll buy you a drink. Oh, well, just take it. That works with Tani, but nobody else. Please do not trouble the artists. We say we badger the artists, but in furry fandom, maybe that's not a bad thing. Be respectful to them. Also, as I said, some of them are here to make money. They want to earn their income. They sometimes have prices posted. The price is not something you are here to negotiate. The artist has set the price that they feel is appropriate. You are not going to win friends by trying to change the price. I remember an absolutely magnificent artist in the US who allows me to tell this story but asked me not to mention her name, so I will not. The artist was approached by a man with a sketchbook who said, I want you to draw my character. And the artist said, okay, tell me about the character. Of course, the person wanted a naughty drawing, right? And described the character, and the artist said, that will be $50. And the man said, well, I only have 40. And the artist said, well, that's very unfortunate, because I charge $50. And the man was very insistent. I only have 40. You really need to do my drawing. And all I have is $40. It's all I have in the world. I have no more money. So the artist rolled her eyes and said, all right, give me the $40, give me the sketchbook. And did the sketch. And I'm going to stand up for this one.
Где ты это услышал?
There you go. Hopefully these are strong German tables. The man opened the sketchbook to find it was everything asked for, except a large white blank circle right here. And he ran to the artist, and the artist said, well, if you pay 80% of the price, you get 80% of the picture.
Which side?
So, be respectful of the artist. Now, your sketchbook, especially if it's a black sketchbook, you may set it down on a table somewhere and possibly walk away. By the way, the shirt on the table back there, that's mine. Leave it there. I was going to put my name on it. What a novel idea. That sketchbook has paper in it. I can write my name on paper. In Anthrocons Lost and Found, I have more than 20 sketchbooks. They are all black. They all have furry art in them, which is usually the extent of the description that I get. The funny thing is, there are some people who will not come looking for a lost sketchbook. Maybe they don't want to admit that the sketchbook belongs to them. Because some of the ones I have, if I lost it, I wouldn't come looking for it. I would send a friend, or preferably a person I don't like very much, to get it for me. All you need to do is take a pen, or a Sharpie, a magic marker, and stylo, crayon, whatever, write your name, your email address, possibly a mobile telephone number, in the front of the sketchbook. Now, if you are so afraid that the sketchbook art may become associated with you, I can't help you with that. In that case, don't leave it lying around. And that doesn't go just for sketchbooks. Some of the things that Anthrocon has in its Lost and Found, we have iPods, we have iPads, we have an entire television. I don't know. It's this little 13-inch thing, and it's like, where the hell did that come from? Oh, you're the one. Yeah. What brand? It's black, right?
The iPod
Yes.
is mine.
Your convention badge. This means everything to you. Please do not lose it. For one thing, you won't be able to get into your room, which is a unique advantage Eurofurence has. They have very few lost badges here.
Oh yeah.
But if you lose your badge, you also will not be allowed into places like the art show, or the dealer's room, or into the evening entertainment shows. Do not leave it in your room. You won't be able to get it. Keep it with you at all times. This rule, again, Eurofurence has gotten around that problem since this is also your room key. But there are other conventions have a very strict rule. If you lose your badge, we'll give you a new one if you pay a new membership price. That sounds horrible. Ooh, Uncle Kage is greedy. No, Uncle Kage has had too many experiences where it came to our notice that the same man had lost his badge 6 times across the week. I thought he was either very clumsy or there were 6 people named Jerry Fox running around the con, if you understand what I mean. So, do not lose your badge. No, this goes over here. This stays over here. Has anybody here ever seen Cheetah when he was really angry?
No.
I have. You don't want to. You've seen it? Oh, good. I'm saying you don't want to see it. You know what it does to you? It's like looking into the Ark of the Covenant. Don't be fooled. I'm 23 years old. This is what happens when you make Cheetah mad. He just stares at you. Ah! In your face. Yes, did you have a question? No good. Any more questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What can we do about very loud, maybe possibly drunken people at 2 a.m. in the night?
I'm sorry about that. Very loud. Very loud, possibly drunken people at 2 a.m.
I was told to sleep 6 hours.
Oh, you're supposed to sleep 6 hours. Call the front desk of the hotel and say, there are very loud, drunken people. Could you ask them, please, to be quiet? Because we could always send them outside to annoy the good people at Pontypool instead of annoying us. Another thing, please respect hotel property. We want this wonderful hotel to like us. We want the hotel to think that Eurofurence is such a wonderful thing that they want us to come back next year, and maybe we are so wonderful they might even lower some prices a little for us. It's possible. They might say, look, if you guys come back next year, maybe we'll sell you 200 milliliters of water for 20 euros instead of 30. I kid. But we like to have a good relationship with the hotel. Eurofurrence's existence depends on it. If you want to carve your name in the wall, please do it at your house. If you want to draw some wonderful furry art on the wall of the bathroom using a permanent marker, please do it in your own house. I have already noticed, just in walking up to my room, there's apparently somebody who did have a little too much to drink, had yacked all over the floor, and it was sitting there drying with flies buzzing around. You can call the hotel and say, this should be taken care of. The hotel will not be mad, unless it's left there for 12 hours so it becomes dry and crusty. They don't like that. If the hotel is happy with us, Eurofurence is happy to be here. And please have some sympathy for Cheetah. He is under a lot of stress. He is giving up all of his holiday. In fact, the entire staff are giving up their holiday time, their free time. They're putting a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of heart into creating this convention so that all of you can have a good time. That's the only reason they do it. They do not make profit. They do not earn money. There is no reward in this for them except for all of you to have fun. With all that stress they're undergoing, please do not add to it. And believe me, it causes a lot of stress to Cheetah when the hotel manager does this and points to the drawing of the fox with the big penis on the wall of the bathroom, the women's bathroom, and says to Cheetah, I think one of your people did this. What's Cheetah going to say? Oh, that doesn't look like a Cheetah is going to get upset. He will find you, and that's what I... There was a guy at the Ringberg, I believe, who actually brought his own liquor and set it up and had his own bar operating. And Andre came up and he said, this makes me unhappy. You don't make Andre Opitz unhappy. Not when I'm around. That guy, nobody's seen him since then.
Does Andre come?
I do not know. If Andre were to come here, he would not tell me he would want to surprise me again. So every time I see a fursuiter looking my direction, I think, Kommst du aus Sul? I'm English, mate. Oh, sorry, different guy. I'm going to remind you, Bitter Lake, that is premiering, is it tomorrow night or tonight?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, what time?
19 o'clock.
19?
7 p.m.
19:30. I would get there at 19 o'clock.
Yoga starts and seating starts 19 o'clock.
Bitter Lake, for those of you who are new, is possibly the most highly anticipated event that I have ever seen in furry fandom. And I've been in here 20 years. I strongly recommend, this fox can tell you more about it than I can. You know, I will tell you this, I've been looking forward to this for months, as have many of these people. I'm going to be there very early to get my seat. And just for you, Fox, I want to say, this had better not suck. Thank you all.